My wife bathes twice before coming to bed.
At first, I thought it was just her way of feeling clean. My wife, Amaka, had always been soft like that. Soft in her movements, soft in her voice, soft in the way she placed things carefully, like they could break if you spoke too harsh. We had been married for just 5 months, and every night followed the same rhythm. She would eat, laugh small, scroll her phone, then disappear for her second bath of the day. Even on days she hadn't stepped outside. Even on days we didn't touch. Even when I begged. She would come out smelling like perfume, hibiscus and vanilla floating behind her. Skin damp, towel wrapped neatly, she would climb into bed with her back to me. "Good night, baby," she would whisper, and sleep before I could reach her. I told myself not to rush her, that maybe she needed time. The truth? I was scared of losing what we had. My name is Femi, 31. I design kitchens. Not rich, but I know how to make a woman feel safe. That's all I ever wanted. Peace. And when Amaka came, I thought I had found it. We met at a furniture showroom. She was looking for a reading chair. I was fixing a drawer. Her first words were, "Why are you sweating like this?" I told her it was the price of honest work. She laughed, and from that moment, I wanted to live near her laugh forever. She was easy to love. Old Nollywood movies, yam porridge with too much pepper, sleeping with socks even when NEPA took light. Her smile carried peace. But her silence carried something else. I noticed the second bath during our second week. At first, I brushed it off, but slowly, it felt like she was washing something away. Not sweat, not stress, something she didn't want lying beside me. Then one night, everything changed. She stepped out of the bathroom, hair wet, towel clinging. Something dropped. It rolled under the bed. She bent quickly, too quickly, and in that instant, I saw it. A small, dark bead. Not hers, not new, something older, rougher. Something that did not belong in our bedroom. I couldn't sleep that night. The image of that dark bead kept flashing in my mind. It wasn't the type of thing you find in a normal bedroom. It looked old, rough, carved with strange tiny lines. But when I asked Amaka what it was, she just smiled, slipped it into her palm, and said, "Nothing, baby, just something I dropped." Her voice was calm, but her eyes were sharper than I'd ever seen them. I didn't push further. Instead, I pretended to let it go. But inside, my chest was tight. Over the next few nights, I paid attention. Every evening, after food, after her little laugh, she would vanish again. The second bath. Always the second bath. And every time she came back, I swore I saw the same bead. Sometimes on her wrist, sometimes near the towel. But whenever I looked directly, it was gone. I started to wonder if I was losing my mind. One night, I decided to wait. I sat on the bed while she was inside the bathroom, listening carefully. I expected water, soap, the soft sound of her rinsing. But instead, I heard something else. Whispering. Not her voice. Not even words I could understand. Just a low chant, like many people speaking at once from inside the bathroom. I froze. My body felt cold. When the sound stopped, I scrambled back onto the bed before she opened the door. She came out, towel wrapped neatly, her skin glowing as if nothing had happened. "Good night, baby," she whispered again, soft as always. I smiled weakly, turned to the wall, and pretended to sleep. But my heart was racing. If she noticed, she didn't show it. At midnight, when her breathing had deepened, I finally bent down and checked under the bed again. And that was when I found it. Not one bead, but 3. Small, dark, rough, placed in a perfect circle. I didn't touch the beads. Something inside me whispered that if I moved them, something worse would happen. So I left them there, under the bed, arranged like a secret I was never meant to see. The next morning, Amaka was humming in the kitchen, acting like nothing was wrong, frying plantain, smiling that soft smile. But when she leaned down to set my plate, I noticed a faint mark on her wrist, like a burn, but in the shape of a circle. I wanted to ask. My mouth opened, but my courage failed. So I tried something else. That night, before she went in for her second bath, I quietly turned off the water supply from the bathroom tap, just to see what would happen. Minutes later, I heard her moving inside, then silence, then a sound that made my skin crawl. Water. Flowing. Rushing. Even though I had shut it off. I froze in place. When the door opened, steam poured into the room. She stepped out, towel wrapped neat as always, her skin glowing as if she had just stepped from a river. "Baby, you're not sleeping yet?" she asked softly. I forced a smile. "Just waiting for you." She smiled back, kissed my forehead gently, and turned her back like every night. But I couldn't sleep. Around midnight, I checked under the bed again. The 3 beads were gone. In their place was something new, a single folded piece of paper. Hands shaking, I opened it. Inside were words written in a language I didn't recognize. Rough, curved letters drawn in black ink, each stroke sharp like claws. And at the very bottom, my name, Femi. My heart stopped. Before I could even process it, I heard her whisper, not from the bed, from behind me. "Why are you touching that?"